Join me as I dive deep into the real story of Achilles and uncover surprising facts you never knew. In this video, you'll discover the untold story of Achilles, beyond the myths and legends that have shaped his identity for centuries. Achilles is often portrayed as the ultimate warrior, the demigod with superhuman strength. But what if there's more to his character and motivations than what meets the eye? His story is one of passion, rage, and tragedy, captivating us for millennia while being shrouded in mystery and exaggeration. Achilles, the mighty hero of the Trojan War, was far more than just a warrior. To truly understand him, we need to look beyond the surface. We must explore the man behind the armor, the emotions, desires, and flaws that made him both a celebrated hero and a tragic figure. Behind the shield and spear lies a complex individual shaped by his relationships, his upbringing, and his destiny. Let's start with the idea of honor. For Achilles, honor is everything. It defines his sense of self and purpose, and his pride is tightly bound to his identity as a warrior. He's not just fighting for Greece. He's fighting for his own name, for glory that will outlast his brief life. But as we dig deeper, we find that Achilles' sense of honor is also his greatest vulnerability. His pride fuels his rage, often leading him to act impulsively. This combination of courage and impulsiveness is a hallmark of his character, making him both awe-inspiring and, at times, frightening. His rage, particularly against Agamemnon, is one of the most famous aspects of his story. Agamemnon, the Greek commander, insults Achilles by taking away his war prize, the woman Briseis. This act sparks Achilles' infamous wrath, leading to his withdrawal from battle. But there's more to this feud than just a dispute over Briseis. This event reveals Achilles' deep-seated insecurities. Despite being the greatest warrior of his time, Achilles feels disrespected and powerless when Agamemnon exerts his authority. His anger isn't just about a woman. It's about his very identity as a warrior and a leader being called into question. Let's not forget Achilles' prophetic fate. It's said that he was given a choice. He could live a long life without glory or a short life with eternal fame. Achilles chose the latter. This decision to pursue glory at the cost of his life speaks to a central tension in his character, the conflict between mortality and immortality. He knows that his time is limited, yet he seeks to make the most of it by becoming a legend. This duality is fascinating, as it drives many of his actions throughout the war. A key relationship that shaped Achilles is the one with his mother, Thetis. Thetis, a sea nymph, is aware of her son's fate and tries to shield him from it. She even dips him in the river Styx to make him invulnerable, though she misses his heel, which eventually becomes his famous weak spot. Thetis represents the emotional core of Achilles' story. She loves him, fears for him, and tries to protect him from his own fate, but ultimately, she knows she can't change what's destined. This relationship sheds light on Achilles' vulnerability. Beneath the warrior, he's also a son who carries the weight of his mother's fears and hopes. One of the most overlooked yet significant elements in Achilles' life is his deep bond with Patroclus. Patroclus isn't just a companion. He is Achilles' closest confidant, and some interpretations even suggest a romantic bond between them. Their relationship humanizes Achilles in a way that few other relationships do. Patroclus represents Achilles' connection to a world beyond battle, a world of friendship, love, and loyalty. When Patroclus dies at the hands of Hector, Achilles' grief is overwhelming. It's this loss that brings Achilles back into the war, consumed by rage and a desire for revenge. Achilles' return to battle is one of the most dramatic moments in Homer's Iliad. His fury, this time, is different. It's personal, driven by loss rather than pride. The image of Achilles dragging Hector's body around the walls of Troy after killing him in battle is both horrifying and tragic. In this moment, we see the full depth of Achilles' rage, but also his sorrow. He's a man who has lost his best friend, and in his grief, he lashes out in the only way he knows, through violence. But what of Achilles' final moments? He knows that after he kills Hector, his own death is near. The prophecy is clear. Achilles is destined to die shortly after Hector. And yet, Achilles embraces this fate. In a way, his acceptance of death shows a level of bravery that transcends the battlefield. He's willing to sacrifice everything for the chance to avenge Patroclus and achieve eternal glory. But it's not just about glory anymore. Achilles has come to terms with his own humanity, his grief, and his mortality. Achilles' death, shot in the heel by Paris, is one of the most iconic moments in Greek mythology. It's a reminder that even the greatest heroes have their weaknesses, that no one is invincible. Achilles' death marks the end of an era in the Trojan War, but it also leaves us with a poignant message. Even the mightiest of warriors are bound by fate and mortality. Let's take a step back and look at what Achilles' story truly represents. On the surface, it's a tale of war and heroism, but beneath that, it's a story about the human condition. Achilles embodies the struggles we all face, between pride and vulnerability, life and death, glory and loss. His story reminds us that even the greatest among us are flawed, that behind every legend is a real person with emotions, fears, and desires. In the end, Achilles isn't just a demigod or a warrior. He's a symbol of the complexities of human nature. His story has endured for thousands of years because it speaks to something universal: our desire for meaning, our fear of death, and our search for glory. Achilles' tale is not just about his battles. It's about his internal war, the struggle to find purpose in a life destined to be cut short. If you found this deep dive into Achilles' story fascinating, make sure to comment your thoughts below. What do you think drives Achilles more, his pride or his grief? And don't forget to check out our other videos for more captivating insights into mythology and history. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest explorations of legendary heroes and epic tales.